An update today on the situation with Huset Speedway and David Gravel's future when it comes to choosing High Limit and the Outlaws, plus more High Limit schedule updates, and an example and illustration of how some driver and team deals are just way more complicated than they look. Let's go. It's Monday, November 4th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. If you own or operate Kubota equipment, enhance your machine with their heavy-duty tracks designed for maximum durability and gripping power. Whether you're running a track loader or compact excavator, Kubota tracks are a high-performance alternative. Did you know that their tracks are 50% more durable than standard aftermarket tracks? They will ensure you can tackle mud, soft soil, or slopes with confidence. Navigate the most demanding terrains effortlessly and elevate your productivity in every job. You can find a full line of Kubota Genuine Parts, including high-quality tracks, at any one of the more than 1,000 dealers nationwide. Find a dealer in the My Kubota app or visit KubotaUSA.com. The National 100 at East Alabama Motor Speedway wrapped up last night with a $30,000 payday for Tyler Erb. Saturday's winner, Ethan Dodson, led the first 63 laps from the outside front row, but he went out of the lead with a flat tire, which then gave the top spot to Jimmy Owens. Dodson did later battle back to the 5th position. Owens wasn't out front long, though, as Erb drove around him on lap 73 for the lead, and he went on to victory number 19 on the season. Zach Mitchell and Mark Whitener rounded out the podium. It was a tough night for Jonathan Davenport. He finished 19th after getting trapped in the hot pit before halfway. Brandon Overton out early as well, and Tim McCready ended up 12th in the Big Frog Viper car. With the National 100 complete, the focus this week will shift to World Finals with action starting at Charlotte on Wednesday. It was exactly 1 week ago here on the show where we talked about the High Limit schedule for 2025, what I knew about it, and the potential for one key racetrack and their big events to possibly flip from the World of Outlaws to High Limit for next year. Along with that, we also talked the potential swap of one key race car driver and team. And I'm obviously talking here about Huset's with owner Tod Quiring and the Big Game Motorsports sprint car team with David Gravel. The most likely scenario that was being floated was some sort of split of the dates, with both the Outlaws and High Limit going to Huset's next season, and a potential split of the High Bank Nationals weekend like we saw at Eldora this year during the King's Royal. I was also sent another rumor that because Quiring also owns the Jackson Motorplex, it was possible that Jackson could get a High Limit show as well. Since I did that episode, though, I've had a number of industry friends reach out about the situation, and I wanted to update you guys today on what's happening. It is my understanding that conversations between Quiring and the High Limit and Flow side did happen, but Huset's and Jackson are not on the High Limit slate for next year. It's looking like the High Bank Nationals and second Huset's weekend, plus dates at Jackson, will continue to be run under Outlaw sanction. I also talked about the potential for Huset's to flip their weekly racing from Dirt Vision to Flow for next year, meaning those Sunday night weekly events that feature 410 sprint cars. We've obviously seen a lot of names win some of those races. And it sounds like that part of the deal might not be quite resolved just yet, so stay tuned on that front. But with Huset's and Jackson staying Outlaws, I would expect David Gravel and the two team to remain full-time with the World of Outlaws for 2025. There had been some rumors out there that if Gravel won the Outlaw title this season, that's obviously all going to wrap up this week at World Finals, that team might flip. But I'm hearing those right now that those were just rumors, and such a move is not expected right now. A couple of other High Limit schedule notes for you today. I've had a bunch of people send me this one, but the Race Redeemed Foundation race that had been held at I-70 most recently is moving to Wisconsin and the 141 Speedway for 2025. 141 is a 3rd-mile track with a bit of an odd shape, kind of egg-shaped. It's located south and east of Green Bay. The track regularly hosts IMCA action and has been a yearly stop for the IRA sprint cars. It has never hosted a major national touring sprint car series that I can find, and the last time a national series of any kind was there was a Lucas late model show in 2018. We'll have to wait and see what that means for I-70's place on the schedule. But after being shut out of Wisconsin in 2024, the addition of 141 gets High Limit into a state where co-owner and series champion Brad Sweet has had a ton of success in his career. 141 was already being streamed regularly on Flow Racing, so it's not surprising to see it get a chance here with High Limit. Obviously, that relationship already existed. One race that is not returning for next year is the Knittel Memorial at Portsmouth Raceway Park. That race will pay $26,000 to win and $1,500 to start next year, but as of right now, it is unsanctioned, and promoter Jeff Knittel has not shared a date just yet. The Knittel was always the finale for Ohio Sprint Speed Week with the All-Stars before going high limit this year. A return to Speed Week for this event could be a possibility. Besides Eldora, Portsmouth and Atomic were the only other Ohio tracks on the 2024 high limit schedule, but Atomic ended up getting rained out. We'll see if any other Ohio tracks make the cut for next year. If my information and sourcing is correct, we could see the full 2025 schedule for high limit soon. I mean, very soon. Jumping back to Friday, there was a bit of interesting news around the IRA Sprint Car Series, and I wanted to talk about it a bit today. After winning the IRA championship this season, Scotty Thiel's situation is now very much up in the air for 2025. It was announced on Friday that IRA's Rookie of the Year, Logan Julien, will pilot the Gibbsville Cheese 73 Sprint Car next season. The 16-year-old driver ended up 8th in the final standings and had 1 top 5 and 7 top 10s in 28 410 races this season. He did that driving his family-owned 85J machine. Julien will take the Gibbsville Cheese sponsorship to the Tulsa Shootout in December before beginning his sprint car season in 2025. You certainly don't see a driver win a championship and then lose his ride very often, but this is actually more complicated than it looks on the surface. And what I want to spotlight here is how not all of these sprint car rides and rides across the sport of dirt racing in general are as simple as a team just hiring a driver to race their equipment. In this instance, the 73 team was actually mostly Thiel's equipment, and a lot of which he's now selling, including 3 cars and the trailer. Aussie Motorsports and Gibbsville are taking their engines and sponsorship to Julien, not necessarily hiring him into an existing fully equipped race team. And this isn't uncommon in the sport for a deal to come together with both sides bringing something to the table, and that can be equipment like engines, extra cars, trucks and trailers, and added sponsorship. As you see changes happen during silly season, it's often deals similar to this and not drivers just bringing their helmet and seat in a for-hire situation. What's next for Thiel? Still up in the air. As I said, he is selling out, and he tweeted that he doesn't want to be a car owner anymore. Someone, though, will be getting a very solid driver, as he had 4 wins this year en route to that IRA title, and he's a guy that's run top 10 against both the Outlaws and High Limit. We'll call it good right there for today. Appreciate you guys tuning in and for all of the support. If you want more dirt racing content all the time, you can find it over at DIRTRACKR.com. You can find updated news, the analytics section, links to all of the past podcast episodes, including the daily and conversations. You can find the streaming schedule and a whole lot more over there. So add DIRTRACKR.com to your list of daily internet stops. I hope you guys have a great Monday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.